Shalom, shalom. This is the book of Psalms 27 and 5. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hid me. He shall set me up upon a rock. And to that, I'd like to say, double honors unto the apostles and others of greatness to do well. Shalom. And to the brothers who's pushing his works in truth and in sincerity through the four corners of the earth, and shalom unto the Israelites who have been scattered among the heathen nations, and shalom unto the few and faithful Aquatium who's listening and learning. Is your brother Karatizah back at you with another short lesson. And to that, right, this is Karatizah from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp of Trinidad and Tobago. Alright, so hereby, alright, this title will be named The Lord Will Preserve His Servants. His servants who? His servants, the prophets. Right? And do I no doubts in this thing? Right? Because when the Lord called you to do a mission, you have it here for a purpose and a reason. Right? And once you is a servant and being sincere, right? Being sincere, talk about about the love that goes back into the commandments, right? The laws, his statutes, right? And you're obeying that. You're being obedient, you're being diligent, also, you're trying to be diligent and obedient, especially even to your to your apostles and elders, and in chain of command come down. All right, you're not trying to be out of place, right? You're trying to stay humble, trying to stay meek. All right, and you're doing what you're doing for the Lord, right? And all right, and once you do these things, going out on the highways, byways, doing what you need to do, what needs to be done. Right? I'm not gonna say that you're gonna be all perfect, but you're doing what needs to be done to your best of your ability. All right, and there is nothing that we can do, right? And when I say nothing that we can do, to please, Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai to that full extent. All right, and when I say this, you can never do enough for the Lord. All right, you can never do enough for the Lord, because one brother may have a gift that he have a zeal to do this, to do that, but you may not have that type of zeal that the other brothers that other brother have. He might be pushing out more videos than you, right? And even same, you might be pushing out much videos than that brother. All right, but we have another brother who is not pushing out as much as you. All right, and I'm not just talking about in videos alone. I'm talking about also, giving out alms, charity, doing the best that it could. You understand? And this race is not, for the one who is quick, who is swift. No, this race is the one that who endured, that who enjoyed this fight. Right? Because they can never do enough for the Lord. But with that being said, you have to put in the work. Regardless of what, you have to put in the work. You get zeal. You're forward within the Spirit. You're forward within the Spirit. As such. right? But just don't, be lacking and, and you're not trying, right? I can tell you that sometimes I feel down, you know, I just, sometimes I just had to press that play button, you understand? And the spirit start flowing, right? But we have to do these things. We have to do these things for the Lord, to preserve us, for Him to protect, but for Him to protect us, right? And once you're doing these things, the Lord will protect you within that time, within that troubling time. As Psalms 27:5 said, for in that time of trouble He shall hide me in His pavilion, in a secret of His tabernacle, right? He will hide you within a place, a secret place. Sometimes the place could be right within the enemy's borders, and they can't even find you. That's just to tell you how marvelous the Lord, how marvelous the Lord is, right? Just as the scripture mentioned in the Bible, roughly paraphrasing, your thoughts are not my thoughts, your ways are not my ways. You understand? And this is the thing why we need to have faith in the Lord, right? Shall He hid me, He shall set me up upon thy rock. All right? So that's just it. That is just it. You got to do these things to be able to be saved, and what is required of the Lord. All right? So we have Romans 10:17, and it reads, so then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of power. And hearing by the word of power is also through the Lord's prophets, watching the videos on YouTube, right? The word, reading the word from the scriptures. You understand? You start hearing about the good news, when the prophets are out prophesying on the streets, and they're sharing that good word. All right? As scripture said, my sheep shall hear my voice. Yeah? And we was his sheep, and we is his sheep that hear his voice, because here we are. Right? But don't lack in that faith in that time of trouble. Right? And let not your heart be troubled. Alright? So this is John 14:1. It reads, let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in power, because also in me. In my father's house are many mansions. If it was not so, I would not have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. Right? So all these things, like as Yahushua said, in his father's house is many mansions. Right? Why are you going to lose faith? Why are you going to lose faith in time of trouble? Alright? But these are the things that we have to set up on our minds. Right? To keep us comfort. To keep us comfort. Not to keep us, to give us comfort, and for us to be disciplined continually. Right? It is easy to be said, but when that day of it needs to be done, it's not going to be easy. But we have to keep that. Why we have to remember, some of these precepts. Lay them down in our minds. You understand? So it will keep you strong, keep you strong within that time of trouble. Right? To be able to comfort you. Right? The Lord hasn't given us a spirit of fear, right? Right, this is 2 Timothy 1 and 7. For Yahweh had not given us a spirit of fear, but power and love and a sound mind. All right, yeah. All right, let's go to Psalms 86 and 2. 86. And now let's start from 1. Right, a prayer of David. Bow down thine ear, O Yahweh, hear me, for I am poor and needy. Preserve my soul, for I am holy, which holy goes back into separate, right? Separating itself from the things of this world. O thou my power, save thy servant that trusted in thee, right? That trusted in Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. This is the prayer, that David, was praying unto the Father. Was praying to the Father, Salakia, all right, to keep him, all right, and also to have mercy upon him as well, right? And there's the type of faith, that we ought to have. And also when you pray in your prayer, with your pray, not ceasing, don't hold back anything. Say what you have to say, because at the end of the day, the Lord already know. The Lord already know your thoughts. Right? You already know your thoughts. So in the end, even if we die for this truth, and you reincarnate, you could say, that, hey, I fought this fight, I fought a good fight. And even in that time, before you die, you could even say you fought a good fight. Understand? And even if you haven't died, but you have been, picked up, in that last hour, in that very brink hour, when Babylon is going to get destroyed and you reincarnate, same way. Oh, I have fought a good fight, right? And then we get 2 Timothy 4 and 6, right? And it reads, right? This is Apostle Paul, right? For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand, right? Verse 7, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. And this is what we ought to do, right? Verse 8, henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which Yahweh the righteous judge shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love is appearing. Right? So I hope that this lesson was edifying, and to that I would like to say Kal Halayam La Alahainawa Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of greatness to me well. Shalom. And to the brothers that pushing us works the truth and the sincerity each other for one it. And shalom. Unto the sisters who's listening and learning and obeying the husband. This is your brother Kratazar. Until next time, shalom.